Hello everyone and welcome back to Brotato. I am Duke Silver and yeah, today we're going to be playing the Demon for this Danger 5 run. And you'll notice that there's a bunch of characters all grayed out now. I spent the last like few days unlocking all the items from the characters, as you get an item every time you finish a run with a potato. It doesn't matter what difficulty you're on, so I did these all on Danger 0. It took a little bit, but yeah, now we got a nice full pool of weapons and items. And as of the time of this record, there are 2 new characters that I haven't been able to unlock yet, as it just dropped and I haven't had a chance to even play with it. But yeah, that's exciting. So I think there might be some new items in the pool as well. But yeah, we'll have to check that out at a later date. Anyways, today we're going to be playing the Demon, Danger 5 of course, and we are going to be starting with the Ghost Scepter. This was actually my first attempt at a Danger 5 run with the Demon, and yeah, we got it in 1 on stream, which was a lot of fun. We were kind of on a heater on stream last time I was playing this. We got at least 3 Danger 5 runs in a row. We might have gotten 4 if I not entirely. I don't think I'm remembering entirely correctly, but yeah. Again, it was going really well. I switched from the keyboard to a controller, and I think that helps a lot. So if you're struggling with this game, I would say try out a controller. The analog stick makes movement so much smoother and way easier on your fingers. But yeah, with all that being said, this was played on stream, so I should mention my Twitch will be in the description as well as the pinned comment. So I would love it if you would follow me over there as well. But yeah, let's just get into it now. And I suppose I should go over exactly what the Demon does before we get into it. So the Demon is a very interesting character, very interesting design. You have 50% of your materials are converted into max HP at the end of a wave. So, and that's converted at a ratio of 13 materials to 1 max HP. So yeah, you lose half your materials at the end of the wave, and for every 13 that you lost, you get extra HP. So building a lot of HP is a very good idea, which is why we're going with the Ghost Scepter, since the Ghost Scepter gives you +1 max HP for every 20 enemies you kill during a wave. And obviously the number for that goes down with each upgrade to the Ghost Scepter. And also when you buy items using max HP instead of materials with the Demon. So yeah, you're basically your health pool becomes like a very interesting resource. Which yeah, we'll see that working early on. But yeah, here we go. Danger 5, and we are off. So again, we have to kill 20 enemies per wave to get 1 HP from the scepter. And things are going to get a little bit hairy as the ghost weapons, once you kind of accumulate the set, that you do gain dodge but lose armor. So hopefully we'll be able to get our health pool high enough that we're able to kind of like mitigate that sort of extra damage we take from the negative armor. We're getting a ton of scepters here. We got 4 upgraded on wave 2. We do drop down to 4 HP as we have to spend 1 HP for each one of those, but I think it's worth it. Well, we can't get hit by anything at all, otherwise we are dead. But yeah, our scaling is kind of off to a great start here. And the fact that these four weapons are already upgraded means they're going to be dealing decent damage pretty early on here. We're taking a little bit of max HP on our level up, which I mean, it's basically money. Max HP as a stat is kind of an interesting one on Demon. Again, we're going to combine. We're going to get some purple upgraded ones, as each higher upgraded level of staff reduces the amount of enemies you have to kill to get health. So we want to be able to maximize our scaling as much as possible, and upgrading ghost weapons early does that. As I mean, if you saw my my ghost flint run on the loud potato, then you know that as well already. And yeah, here, like, we want to kind of stack damage. Like right now, I'm kind of rolling for just weapons right now. There's another Ghost Scepter, which we are going to take, but like getting damage is going to be a problem for us, and also we do have to worry about survivability, of course, especially in these early waves, as when spending any amount of our health, it kind of leaves us vulnerable. But yeah, again, hopefully we'll be able to get our scaling up fast enough that we'll be able to keep our health pool nice and high. And yeah, any amount of like econ is also going to translate to health. So harvesting is very, very good. And in the same vein, that means luck's very good, because as long as we're like continually increasing our health pool at a good clip, then finding a higher rarity items is also going to be very beneficial for us. Again, like this is actually my first, like I said earlier, this is my first Danger 5 run with the demon. So like, I didn't actually get to do a lot of experimentation. So I don't feel like I have like an expert opinion on playing this this hero. Whereas like some of the other runs that took me a few tries, I kind of really learned what worked and what didn't. But yeah, you can see again, the damage is not exceptional. We are starting to get swarmed, and we do have to be wary of that, as our health pool isn't incredible right now. So I think armor might be worth it a little bit, just as a way to kind of like mitigate the negative armor we have. So it kind of gets our at least the damage we take back to parity there, and we take some luck there. All three of those stats that were upgraded were definitely considerations, but I think taking the higher upgraded rarity when I can't pick between them is kind of a rule I generally follow. Yeah, like we're still relatively early. You can see that we almost one-shot most enemies now, but the fact that things are starting to take more than one hit means things are going to start to get a little bit more difficult. It also means our scaling starts to fall off if we're not able to we don't have the stopping power to take out enemies. Here's pretty kind of a tough choice. Again, I'm not sure if it's like, I think it's worth taking armor to even out, and we do take it there. We could have taken a roll and tried to find something better, but there's no guarantee we'd see the level 3 upgraded stats after a roll. I think the wisdom drops our damage a little too much. We're already having a hard time killing things, so like wisdom would increase our damage over time, but it would make us so much weaker in the beginning that we would probably end up just getting swarmed more. And we're gonna take a lens there. It's gonna add some flat range damage, which is something that we definitely need. All right, wave 7. We're gonna start to see the eggs start popping up, which is like if we're not able to focus those down, and we're not, because we're not doing a ton of damage, like these large enemies are going to be a real problem for us. You can see we're just kind of like skirting around the edges. Basically, we've got we have to be super maneuverable. Honestly, I said earlier, I don't know if I said earlier, but I switched from the keyboard to a controller, and I think that really increased the my mobility, just because it's a lot more precise and works a lot better, and it's a lot smoother. So, and I think if we didn't have a controller here, my pathing would have been a little more clunky, and we probably would have died. So, I've noticed a very noticeable like uptick in the my survivability in these runs just after switching to a controller. Our weapon does decent damage as long as we get to focus down on enemy, but the fact that like these weapons don't have like natural piercing, and they don't like hit a large area, means like we're only hitting one enemy at a time. So we need to be able to focus down these large enemies, and it was okay in the beginning, but now you can see that we're definitely starting to get swarmed because we're not able to focus down enemies as smaller enemies keep popping up in our path, and the larger enemies they stop getting attacked basically. So we're just kind of on evasion mode right now. All right, and there's a piggy bank, which is going to be a very interesting pickup for us. So basically that's just going to keep increasing our health. I mean, obviously piggy bank, you get 20% of your materials, I believe. It's either 20 or 30. you get those added to your total at the start of the wave. So we're gonna try not rolling as much. Also, we're on wave 9. This weapon does not like wave 9 as much as the other ghost weapons, as we're not, so like again, we can only hit one enemy at a time with our projectiles, and they don't have like they don't have good piercing, and they don't have like a splash effect, whereas like with the ghost flint and axe, you can hit multiple enemies with one hit, as all the melee weapons technically have like 100% piercing. So we are taking out each of these enemies with one shot each, but the fact that we have to shoot them one at a time makes this wave a lot harder, but we do manage to survive. We get a decent amount of materials. You can see where our health pool is starting to get reasonably large. All right, and there's an item that we unlocked from one of those Danger Zero runs, the wheat. Which just gives us, it's going to give us melee damage, range damage, and harvesting. And like harvesting just means more health for us basically. And we need the damage. Like the range damage is super important, as our damage is not where it needs to be. So we're on wave 10. You can see these are like the weakest enemies in the game, and they've gotten so strong that we're not able to one-shot them anymore, even with level 3 scepters. So yeah, we are in dire need of damage. Fortunately, our dodge is putting in a little bit of work and allowing us to kind of stay alive and break through certain spots in the swarm, so that we can get to open ground and stay alive a little bit longer. We didn't actually lose a ton of health just dodging through enemies there. So it wasn't so bad, but we definitely are not controlling the crowd the way we need to here. And Saline Magic, I'm not sure if it's worth it, because technically, like, we basically lose one max health for 2 HP regeneration and -8 luck, so that probably just isn't even worth it, but we ended up taking it anyways. Alright, and there's a bandana, which is going to be an extremely important item for us. So our projectiles are going to pierce through one additional target, which is going to increase our damage by a lot, because again, our biggest problem is that we're only hitting one enemy at a time. So now that we're actually hitting multiple enemies at a time with our weapon, it's gonna increase our kind of wave clear by a lot here. As you can see, it's already kind of putting in work there. You can see the crowd being thinned out a lot faster than before. This is a horde wave, and we're taking a lot of damage. We're very much being swarmed here. Fortunately, our dodge is doing a ton of work, allowing us to kind of get through. We probably got pretty lucky here, and our dodge did manage to hold up long enough for us to survive, even though we were taking a lot of damage. There's a hunting trophy, which we are going to take. So that's going to say the critical. Anytime we kill something with critical damage, we have a 33% chance to get an extra material, which is going to translate to health, of course. So critical chance is something that we are going to want to focus on. And because we need damage so badly, I think we are going to take the wisdom, even though it does kind of nerf our damage in the beginning of the run, or beginning of the wave. I think with the amount of dodge we have and the way we've been able to survive, I think it's going to be worth it. Also, we picked up a pumpkin there, which is going to give us extra piercing damage, which is going to help our wave clear a lot as well. And you'll see our wave clear just gets a lot better as time goes on, of course, because of this wisdom. Like we're doing okay in the beginnings of the wave, but like we are getting swarmed. We're not able to take out these large enemies at all, just because we can't focus on them, same as before. But the fact that we're at least able to take out the small enemies while skirting around, while rotating around, if you will, around the edge of the map. Alright, and there's a baby with a beard. We are taking range damage already, which is going to lower our range, but it's going to be a very large damage boost for us. As every time we shoot, it's going to spawn projectiles that shoot off in, I think, random directions. And that damage scales with our range damage. Also, we get a vigilante ring for some more percentage damage. Some more flat range damage would be really good for us. as we have a few different ways to increase our percentage damage now. Yeah, the Vigilante rings will give us 3% damage every wave as well, just in case you're unfamiliar. And yeah, the baby with the beard projectiles, I mean, it's hard to tell right now, but they are actually providing quite a bit of wave clear for us. At least I think they are at this point. I mean, we weren't getting swarmed there, but that could be just due to slower enemies. But I think we were clearing enemies out fast enough there so that we weren't quite in danger, which is nice. Also, we have positive armor now, as well as 40% dodge. All right, we're gonna take handcuffs, and handcuffs is kind of a weird item on Demon, just because like it locks your max health in place. But the extra max health that you gain from like the scepters and from your materials do still get added. You just don't get to start the wave with it. It's just it kind of like shows as like an excess amount of health, but you can still spend that excess health on items. So I figured 72 health would be decent enough. It's just the fact that we get +8 range damage out of the handcuffs. I figured it was worth it, because we just need to start adding some flat range damage. And you can see again, we're like our clear has gotten a lot better. We're not completely getting swarmed anymore. We're even able to get into the middle there to collect some materials. There's a lot of bullets on the screen, but I mean, the fact that we were able to clear enough to get in there, it shows a lot. All right, we're gonna take some attack speed. Attack speed is gonna be incredibly good. I think we still need a little bit of extra flat range damage if we can get it. Again, the baby with a beard projectiles are gonna scale with the flat range damage. I believe they're affected by the percentage damage as well, so that all helps a lot. There's a power generator, which is going to give us +1% damage for every 1% speed that we have. It lowers our flat damage immediately, but I'm just checking how many speed items I have, and I think it's worth it there. As we do have 5 speed, but that means that any speed we get in the future is going to be worth a lot more as well. Triangle power, I'm not entirely sold on. I mean, we're trying to dodge taking damage anyways, but it's definitely a high risk thing, and I think we are getting hit a reasonable amount. We've got some HP regeneration. The fact that we're not clearing enemies out fast enough just made me a little bit hesitant to get there. We take a rocket boots, which is going to significantly increase our speed, as well as add some dodge, which we're very happy about. As our dodge, we need to get our dodge to the cap, and the speed's going to help as well, just like breaking through weaknesses in the swarm's lines, and being able to survive basically, and try and put some distance between us and the hordes of enemies here. All right, you can really see our wave clear has gotten a lot better, as this swarm wave is actually getting cut through like relatively well here. Like, we're actually keeping a lot of enemies off of us here, which is really nice. So I think just a little bit more damage, and we're kind of in good shape. There's another vigilante ring, but with only a few waves left, I don't think it's worth it. So you can see in the top right our max HP. You can see how it says however much out of 72. That's our excess health that we're able to spend on the shops. That we will never be able to carry more than 72 health through, but it doesn't lock it in. So like, we can still go below 72, but we can never go above 72, which is a little unfortunate. But I mean, the 8 range damage from the handcuffs, I think is just way too important. And as you can see, again, it's starting to pay off, as we're starting to be able to clear enemies relatively well, at least. And all the different kinds of econ that we're getting is really adding up. That's why we have like such a good amount of resources to spend every single wave. Like the hunting trophy and the ghost scepter all adding to our econ, adding to our health and resource pool. Some HP regen, but there's also speed. Speed, every percentage of speed now increases our damage, which is pretty important. And there's a poisonous tonic, which I am looking at hard at because it's got crit chance, it's got attack speed. We lose some HP regen, but I think it's worth it just for the amount of extra DPS that we get from it. And again, we want crit chance because we have the hunting trophy. And also, I mean, crit chance just increases our damage overall. We can take some more. We're gonna take some more piercing damage with the pumpkin there. So that's gonna really increase our wave clear here. Some more flat range damage with the small magazine, which we're gonna take. We lose one armor, but I mean the extra crit chance from the sunglasses I think is worth it. Like, we want to start being able to do crit damage, especially since this is a boss wave or an elite wave. Like, the crit damage on the elite is going to be really important if we have a hope of taking it out anyways. But unfortunately they spawn a ton of large enemies and we're in real trouble immediately. So we gotta duck right into survival mode. And again, we go into like the panic, rotating around the edges of the stage here, managing to dodge most of these projectiles, and we're regenning a little. We're regenning pretty slowly, but our dodge is really coming in handy here. And yeah, we managed to survive the wave. We don't kill the elite, unfortunately, but again, we've been struggling with our damage the entire game, so thinking we're going to be able to take out the elite was maybe is wishful thinking anyways. And there's a second baby with a beard, which is going to be huge. That's going to add even more projectiles to every single one of our attacks, which is again, for our wave clear, it's going to be incredibly important. We did take a second hunting trophy, but I don't think we're taking the third. Our health is we don't like having excess of health. If I still had a bunch of health left to spend, I might have gone for it there, but I figure two should be fine, especially since we're on our last couple waves anyways. Alright, and you can see those baby with a beard projectiles splitting off everywhere and doing a ton of work for us. Just a lot of scattered shots as are really doing a great job clearing these waves. These armored charging enemies from wave 18 are always a bit scary, especially when you're a squishy build. And we are still relatively squishy, as we haven't taken a ton of armor since we had to recoup the kind of negative armor from earlier, from our set bonus, from the ghost weapons. But yeah, again, we're able to maneuver ourselves to the middle of the map, showing that our damage is relatively good. We get a couple level 4 upgrades here on that level up. We're going to take some percentage damage. We're actually in the positive percentage right now, which is nice. We're only at negative because we have the wisdom. And we've got a bunch of other items that increase damage at the cost of percentage damage. So like seeing low percentage damage stat, it's not that big a deal right now. And we get up to 5 fully upgraded ghost scepters now, which like it would be nice to be able to actually swap those out, but I think it might be a little bit too late. If we could see like a minigun or something in the next shop, which will be our last shop, or yeah, the next shop will be our last shop. If we can see like a level 4 like minigun or something, or something worth replacing this last ghost scepter with, then we'll probably pick it up. It would have to be a ranged weapon though, as we have been taking a bunch of range damage, and I think we're in the negatives for melee damage. All right, wave 19. They throw everything at you, and yeah, again, we're doing a great job of clearing the small enemies. The large enemies are a problem, as we're not doing a ton of damage. We've just got a lot of area damage, which is throwing small amounts of damage all over the place. So, but keeping the sort of stage clear of small enemies does allow us to maneuver around and dodge the big enemies relatively easily here. We keep our health nice and high the entire time. So we could take some armor here. There's also, I mean, harvesting, it's a little late for harvesting. We're just going to take some armor. We're going to try and be able to withstand a hit or two. We could make more trees spawn, but I don't think it's worth the 4 health right now. Alright, so we don't find another weapon. We're just gonna recycle our blue scepter and get a purple one, which does increase our damage by a little bit. And yeah, I think we definitely could have spent a little bit more. Although our health pool was below 70 at that point, so maybe we couldn't have spent any more. Although we're gaining health throughout the run, so like it might have been worth it to go down to like 50 and like see if we can get a little bit more power. We definitely don't have the damage to kill these elites or these bosses, but we have increased our wave clear enough that we should be able to keep everything else off the stage and be able to just dodge them for the time limit here and go for the win that way. You definitely don't have to kill the bosses every time. Finishing danger 5 waves on time is still valid. Tank builds are still a viable way to go. I mean, we're not really a tank build. We're more of just like a wave clear build, but yeah, there we go. Danger 5, run with one with Demon. I think there's definitely a lot of like different interesting things you can do with Demon. This was just like kind of like I chose it, and I got the win with my first try. But yeah, I might try and experiment with Demon more to see if we can get some more broken runs down the line. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, once we're done the Danger 5 runs, I think for all the potatoes, I'm gonna try and get all of them done. Once that's done, I might just do some like random kind of things. That sounds like fun to me. And by random, I mean random potato, random weapon, and then Danger 5, and then just go with whatever it gives me. That's kind of the way I like to play games in general. I like RNG in my gaming. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a while since I posted a potato video, so I hope you've been enjoying these. Again, I've been enjoying making them. I've been enjoying trying out some different stuff, and I would like to try some more autocasters as well soon. But it's tough to balance between like having Storybook as my main game and playing Potato as well, and then also trying out other autocasters and whatnot. But again, I hope this has been enjoyable for you, and if you stuck with me this long, you're awesome. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.